And number four, we've got to make sure that we're helping homeowners, because the root problem here has to do with the foreclosures that are taking place all across the country. Now, we also have to recognize that this is a final verdict on 8 years of failed economic policies promoted by George Bush, supported by Senator McCain. A theory that basically says that we can shred regulations and consumer protections and give more and more to the most, and somehow prosperity will trickle down. It hasn't worked. And I think that the fundamentals of the economy have to be measured by whether or not the middle class is getting a fair shake. That's why I'm running for president, and that's what I hope we're going to be talking about tonight.
Senator McCain, 2 minutes.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit. Thank you.
That's right. I'm a troublemaker, never been a faker, doing things my own way and never giving up. I'm a troublemaker, not a double taker, never giving up.
So you probably guessed by the introduction that I'm not going to be the same typical YouTube web pundit guy. I'm not a liberal douchebag, as 90% of the videos on YouTube are. Anti-Bush that, anti-McCain this, pro-Obama that. That's not going to be me. I'm not going to be pro-Obama. I'm not going to be pro-McCain, but I'm definitely not going to be sucking Obama's dick off like all these other fucking people on YouTube. This is an adult channel. I'm going to be cussing a lot. That's just me. If you don't like it, get the fuck out. So let's get down to business why I'm actually doing this. Surfing around on the internet one day, ran across a page called Cynical Savior's page. He had a video up there. I didn't like what he was saying, so I made a video response to it. And it stuck. My video response is still there, at least as far as I know. He comes across, makes a new video with a few outlandish claims in it, and I decided to do a little research and respond with a video of my own again. This time, though, he decided he didn't like my video response, maybe because I was actually using facts, looking up from the Library of Congress and showing my work. So, he removed my video, blocked my account. That's fine, but you can't block me now. So I'm going to use this time to respond to his video, and then from here on out, I'll be making my own contributions to my own channel. So here's the deal. He made a video in regards to the voting records of Senator John McCain and Barack Obama. His claim is that John McCain hates the veterans because he voted against all these veteran amendments. In his video, you can find links to their voting records, which he has provided at votesmart.org. I will provide a link in my sidebar to those websites. In his video, however, October 5th, 2005, he's saying that John McCain voted against a health bill for veterans, which is simply not true. On October 5th, 2005, the only bill that John McCain and Barack Obama voted on was H.R. 2863, the Department of Defense Appropriations bill. That in no way had anything to do with health care for veterans, in that maybe it was a little bullet point in a giant Defense Department appropriations bill. I don't think I need to explain that any more than that. There's a link to that bill that John McCain voted against in my sidebar. On November 17th, 2005, Cynical Savior said that John McCain was voting against additional funding for Veterans Amendment. That was House Bill S. 2020. That was a good bill. John McCain did vote against it because of all the pork attached to it. HR 4155, HR 4297, HR 4323, and HR 4388 were all attached to that bill. Those were amendments to revise the Internal Revenue Code from 1986 to extend certain expiring provisions and other purposes. I'm pretty sure that I would have voted against that bill as well, considering the other purposes part that was tacked onto it is pretty fucking ambiguous, if you ask me. No doubt, I'm glad he voted against it. Cynical Savior said on 9/19/07 that John McCain voted against some bill for, what was it? Time between redeployment. Cynical Savior said on his channel that he voted against extending time between active deployments for active military personnel, so when you get back that time that you have to spend with your family. He said that John McCain voted against that on September 19th, 2007. When in fact, the bill that John McCain voted against was H.R. 1585 on September 19th, 2007, that extended habeas corpus for detainees of the United States. I think John McCain's pretty clear. He doesn't want that to happen. That's the only bill he voted for on September 19th, 2007. So you're wrong again, Cynical Savior. In his video again, he says on March 15th that John McCain voted against March 15th of 07 that John McCain voted against a funding for veterans bill or something like that. March 15th, 2007 was SJ Res 9. Again, links to all of this on the Library of Congress in my sidebar. You can check it out yourself. That was the United States policy in Iraq Resolution 2007, states that the president shall promptly transition the mission of U.S. forces in Iraq to command phased redeployment from Iraq. Withdrawal bill, nothing to do with more funding for veterans. John McCain didn't vote for it. On May 22nd, 2008, Cynical Savior also said that John McCain voted against a funding bill that would increase funding for the GI Bill, which, as everybody knows, is how people get money for college to use after they've served their time in the military. This bill would have increased funding for giving those soldiers more money to go to college after they're done. That is completely true. He voted against it. But there's also stuff on the end of the bill, which is I'm certain why he voted against it. Everything that I said, you can look up the bill again on the Library of Congress. The stuff that particularly interests me is the stuff that they tacked onto it. At the end of this bill, after everything's gravy, everything's fine, it appropriates $14.23 billion for security, military construction, and international matters, whatever that means. It appropriates another $10.39 billion for expenses related to Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Rita, and other natural disasters, including a total of $450 million for wildland fire management. And it appropriates another $4.05 billion for domestic matters, including a total of $590 million for state and local law enforcement, a total of $275 million for the Food and Drug Administration, and a total of $210 million for periodic census and programs. Now, what that stuff is doing on a GI Bill, I have no idea. That's the reason that John McCain did not vote for these bills. Plain and simple. There's a whole lot of extra stuff going on. And if Cynical Savior would have done his homework, like he should have, he would know that John McCain is not against veterans. He's against all this extra crap attached to these bills. And some of those bills don't even relate to whatever Cynical Savior said. So he either is ignorant or he's flat out lying. Neither which would surprise me at all. So, Cynical Savior, you just flat out lied, and I have the evidence to prove it. If you care to respond to this video, you're always welcome on my channel. So, there's the first episode of Web Pundit 2.0. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not going to be responding to any of Cynical Savior's videos anymore, but I had to just get that off my chest. So I'll be coming up with a topic. I'll hope to be posting a video every week, maybe every couple of weeks, whenever it suits my fancy, and, have fun.